it's great to see you. I refer to your article. We'll put it on the screen. It says multiple petitions demand resignation of controversial Ottawa school trustee. Now, we love petitions here at Rebel News, and sometimes they can actually have a real impact. I don't think you're going to get a mask school trustee to resign because anti-maskers don't like it. I mean, I think she probably revels in that. But what was so interesting here, I think, Élie, is that the website that hosted this petition is called change.org, and they have petitions for anything, for anyone. They took it down because Dr. Kaplan-Myrth demanded they take it down. Someone put it back up, and then they took it down again as if it was some terrorist screed, simply opposing transgenderism or masks. Well, you get canceled in 2023, don't you?
Yeah, well, actually, what's quite surprising, the first time I ever heard of change.org, which is an American big tech platform, was in 2016 after Trump won. A bunch of Hillary supporters put up a petition calling for the Electoral College to reject Donald Trump's victory and have elected Hillary Clinton because she had won the popular vote. That petition was not taken down. This, in many ways, was an attack on democracy because it was calling on the electors to go against their duty to choose who the people in their state had voted for. But that was allowed. There's been lots of other petitions on change.org calling for politicians to resign, including another trustee on the board, Donna Blackburn, over an incident involving a black kid in a basketball court. There's been one calling for Kevin Vaughn to resign in Toronto. And my first ever story at True North was about a change.org petition that had over 200,000 signatures calling for François Legault to resign amid his, harsh COVID measures. So it doesn't seem that petitions calling for elected officials is a no-go on change.org. It seems that petitions calling for Dr. Nili to resign, somebody who has shown that she cannot take criticism, despite taking criticism, is part of her job description. While that is unacceptable, you cannot call on her to resign because doing so is apparently a transphobic, anti-Semitic hate crime, and therefore it does not belong on change.org to call for a elected person who many constituents are frustrated with to step down.
Yeah, I saw the first petition and I didn't see anything hateful in it, let alone anything that would rise to the extremely high level required for a hate crime. I've read the criminal code provisions dealing with hate crimes. They are so, the requirements for them to be so extreme. There was nothing hateful here, although hate, I suppose, is a natural human emotion. I don't think you can ban human emotions. Did you see anything in the two petitions? And I mean, tell me if there was there anything that would, that could rise to the standard of a hate crime? I noticed that the school board itself put out a lengthy press release denouncing the petition as a scurrilous attack. And it's almost as if when woke leftists are in power, they suddenly don't believe the right to speak truth to power. I mean, when Stephen Harper was prime minister, it was their patriotic duty not just to oppose, but to oppose vitriolically, to oppose with profanity, the FUCK Harper bumper sticker. But you have a woke leftist school board trustee, and even a peaceful online petition is now hate speech that must be deleted. I think these people really are authoritarian bullies.
Oh, for sure. I mean, you're right. When you look at, for example, Trump, I mean, the left was so vitriolic when it came to Trump. The F Trump was such a prominent thing there. The second petition, I actually spoke to the parent. It's a parent who lives in Dr. Nili Kaplan-Myrth's zone. And he said that he's been frustrated with her. He feels quite uncomfortable with her being the trustee because she does not listen to his concern and to the concern of other parents. And I've heard a lot of other parents tell me similar things when I was doing a story on the mask issue when that was a thing. But the parent told the people on the petition, and he told me he specifically worded the petition so that it sounds neutral and that it focuses solely on what he believes are violations of the code of conduct. And he asked people to be nice. And in fact, he even told me that he doesn't support the hate that she's been receiving, because she has, Ezra, been receiving a lot of very awful, death threats and stuff that are unacceptable. And he pointed that out and he said, no, I don't support that. And he asked the people to be kind. But a nice, kind petition that is just requesting, not even requesting their resignation, is apparently hate speech. And yes, she loves to use her power, as it's been seen, to shut people down. And on Twitter, she has gone after a lot of people, including parents and constituents. And yeah, it does kind of come off as authoritarian, to be honest.
That was an excerpt from the Ezra Levant Show. I'm Ezra Levant. Every weekday, I do a monologue about the topic of the day. Then I interview a fascinating guest, either in studio or via Skype. And then I read your mail, whether it's fan mail or hate mail, which is sometimes even more interesting. This is on our premium service, though, called Rebel News Plus. Go to rebelnewsplus.com. It's $8 a month or less if you buy a whole year in advance. You get my show every weeknight, plus Sheila Gunn Reid's show every week. It's called The Gun Show. It's pretty amazing. We rely on you because we do not take a dime from the government. In Canada, that makes us almost unique. So please help us out and help yourself to some great journalism at rebelnewsplus.com.